Our top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts Bringing Value Home. U.S. lobbying firm not hired to target Mohammed. JAGDEO. GECOM cancels yet another meeting. Vincent Alexander says critical issues yet to be addressed. Zero value for U.S. dollars OGLE-ECCLES highway project. And begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm ALETHEA Grant with the Tuesday, 3rd July 2025 edition of the HGP. And a presidential hopeful, Azzuddin Mohammed, was seemingly not the job of the U.S. lobbying firm hired by the People's Progressive Party civic government. The party's general secretary was pressed for answers on this developing situation on Thursday.
General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party civic, JAGDEO, who is also the has admitted that it is true that the PBPC government hired a United States lobbying firm at US $50,000 per month, but only to help with the public relations as it relates to the Guyana-Venezuela controversy.
It is the government that hired the lobbying firm. The lobbying firm has to deal with everything related to Venezuela. They have enormous contacts and access to information.
But the U.S. lobbying firm Continental Strategy LLC has become involved in targeting presidential candidate Azzuddin Mohammed instead. JAGDEO had this to say in response to mounting criticisms.
But people know what they're talking about. To think that the U.S. congressmen only listen to lobbyists, they have staff. They get intelligence briefing. They know what they're talking about. And trust me, if they say there's a connection, there has to be a connection.
On Monday, the U.S. lobbying firm had sent suggested tweets to a U.S. congressman alleging that Mohammed was a puppet of Venezuelan President.
With Maduro and the Venezuelan government infringing our sovereignty, it's fair game. Daily basis. Now, no one in government who said go after the Mohammeds. We can do that ourselves here, as we've been doing.
On Wednesday, President Irfan Ali was unable to explain why U.S. lobbyists are targeting Mohammed, and his vice president appears to have the answer. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thanks, Travis. Meanwhile, the Guyana Elections Commission has cancelled yet another meeting, even though several critical things are yet to be discussed. You'll hear more from Travis Chase.
Opposition-nominated commissioner at the Guyana Elections Commission, Vincent Alexander, is worried that the electoral body's readiness to hold free and fair elections come September 1 will possibly hang in the balance. In a press statement Thursday, the long-standing commissioner said that with just 58 days left to elections, GECOM still will vote. 2. How the names of those reported dead by the Commissioner of Police and the Chief Medical Officer will be deleted from the voters list. And 3, among others, how the non-resident ballots will be counted. According to Alexander, GECOM's Thursday meeting was postponed because its chairperson, retired Justice Claudette Singh, was unavailable. Alexander said it's ironic that GECOM cannot be ready to discuss and agree upon critical issues before such. To Alexander, GECOM chairperson's cancellation of yet another meeting flies in the face of not being prepared for anything. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Travis. The recently commissioned $133.8 million OGLE-ECCLES, a 4-lane highway, has come under scrutiny from former Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson, who has labeled it a zero-for-value money project. While acknowledging the road's potential to ease traffic congestion, Patterson said the government delivered less work at a higher cost and misled the public about the project's scope. Deanna Cole reports.
Days after the government commissioned the highway linking OGLE-ECCLES, former Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson said the road does not represent proper value for taxpayers, pointing to midst.
So in the end, I think we got really, of course, the project is because of the traffic congestion, everybody appreciated it, but zero value for money.
Consultants who worked on the completed road were involved in preparing the detailed plans under the previous APNU-AFC administration in 2019. That design included 25.43 kilometers of roads with a 15.34 kilometer four-lane main alignment.
They said that all the road that we did was over-designed, right? And they've made changes, yet it's ended up 3 times more.
Patterson also questioned the government's pattern of inflating project costs without delivering the corresponding value.
That's their modus operandi, every project they take, they inflate it. So I obviously think it's got to be some level of corruption.
He pointed out that the current road is only 7.8 kilometers long, with many critical infrastructure components like intersections and connectors omitted from the final version.
They've reduced the intersections, they've reduced the entire scope of work. So obviously, for us to get value for money, but that sort of money is supposed to be all the way to diamond. They're now going to spend an equal amount of money to try and get there.
Patterson added that to suggest that the $133.8 million version is the same project as the one initially estimated at $275 million by the APNU-AFC is to mislead the nation. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
We have more news for you on the other side of the break.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
With 70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
HGP Nightly News. Residents of Container City located in Rheinfeldt are calling on the authorities to address the danger posed by an These are waiting for tragic.
I went into Mayor and City Council. I asked them to please come and trim the tree. I said, I know it cannot be done in a day because it's a big tree. But I said the tree limbs started to fall. There's my fence. The tree break the fence. As you can see, the tree already break up my neighbor's roof.
That was Tracy during an interview with Nightly News on Wednesday morning. The concerned resident said that the tree, which is in close proximity, has been in that state for about 3 years. She lamented that the situation has worsened to the extent that neighbors began accusing her of neglect.
And I get in cussing, like I come and plant this tree. Now, my thing is that if I go in to say that we are squatting at the back here and they cannot do anything, no. I would like to know if we are not citizens of this country.
Tracy lamented that the matter is overbearing and she's at her wit's end.
When the street do fall, then you see all the media house and everybody, then they're gonna come to see who dead, but they lie, because nobody ain't gonna dare it.
The frustrated woman is pleading with the authorities to intervene.
I'm calling on the relevant authorities to look into this because we have a lot of persons that have been placed in places to assist with this situation now.
Nightly News contacted Kibwe Copeland, a councillor at the mayor entity of the Ramveld community. He noted that this leaning tree is situated at the western end of the community and the situation will be further investigated since it is life-threatening. The council informed that due to road works on the dam along Container City, many of these trees have been displaced, which serves as a detriment to nearby houses. There has been no cooperation from the government, he clarified. Container City is located behind the John Finance Container Terminal off Mandela Avenue. I'm Antonio D reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Business certifications are on the rise in Guyana as more companies align with national standards to improve quality and competitiveness as they attain a prestigious certification from the Guyana National Bureau of Standards. Diana Cole has that story.
More Guyanese businesses are earning official certification as the government intensifies its push for a standards-driven economy. In the second quarter of 2025, the Guyana National Bureau of Standards, GNBS, said it recorded a notable increase in certifications, highlighting a shift toward improved quality, reliability, and international competitiveness. According to a statement from the Bureau, between May and June, 3 companies, Headers Creation and Products, Pure Aqua, and Treve Natural Blends, earned the prestigious Made in Guyana certification mark, affirming the local origin and quality of their goods. The mark issued by GNBS allows companies to showcase their authenticity and commitment to national standards on product packaging bouquets. At the same time, 3 laboratories, Geo Enviro Support Services, Geo Solutions Guyana Inc., and Allied Health Medical Laboratory secured GNBS certification, strengthening the country's capacity for environmental areas like construction, health, and environmental management. Also joining the certification ranks this quarter is Lemuel Place.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Welcome back with the HGP Nightly News. As we continue, the government of Guyana is under fire from the Guyana Teachers Union, the GTU, for its, quote, continued refusal to reinstate the automatic deduction of union dues, end of quote, more than a year after the court ruled in its favor. In a strongly worded statement on Thursday, the GTU expressed displeasure over the situation, stressing that, quote, this matter has been conclusively addressed in both the High Court and the Court of Appeal of Guyana, with rulings clearly in favor of the GTU. Despite this, the Ministry of Education has failed to comply with the court's decision, end of quote. The union said it officially wrote the Attorney General, the ministry's permanent secretary, the regional executive officer, the chief education officer, and other relevant authorities, quote, yet no action has been taken, end of quote. The union deemed that this action as a, quote, blatant disregard for the authority of two of the highest courts in the country and reflects a serious level of disrespect towards the legal system, end of quote. The government halted the automatic deduction of union dues from the salaries of teachers after teachers nationwide took to the streets for more than 70 days demanding better pay. The government deemed the strike illegal. Meanwhile, 15 months ago, Justice Sanil Kisoon ruled that the teachers' strike was fair and just, and government's decision to halt the deduction of the union dues from teachers' salaries was, quote-unquote, discriminatory. Antonio Day provides us with an update on the oil and gas industry, stating that the government has verified ExxonMobil Guyana's limited 20% relinquishment of the Stabroek block.
The Ministry of Natural Resources announced that in partnership with the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, it has completed its review license. The ministry stated that 2,534 square kilometers has been relinquished to Guyana as agreed upon between the government and the Stabroek block operator. It was pointed out that this is completely consistent with the legal provisions procedures that are essential to the process's completion. The ministry also stated that the legal aspect of the renewal, which involved the final compliance checks and drafting of applicable regulatory instruments, is also completed. It also emphasized that the relinquished area excludes areas related to discoveries, appraisals, or production activities. According to a statement from the ministry, since 2015, the Stabroek block has been the site of multiple significant discoveries, which are now undergoing evaluation and appraisal to determine their commercial potential, are classified as either potentially commercial or non-commercial, following a comprehensive process conducted by the Stabroek block operator based on studies and appraisal activities. According to a source familiar with the contents of these negotiations, Exxon has agreed to the terms and conditions regarding the 20% relinquishment. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Turbo with a new look, new style, with everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250 ml at your favorite spot. Wait, sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with turbo can. Turbo can, turbo can, turbo can. Now available in the new 250 ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
Good evening, and welcome to Thursday's edition of the Regional News. Starting off with some news in Trinidad and Tobago. The mass firings of 4,608 community-based environmental protection and enhancement program and reforestation workers were reportedly timed to coincide with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit, potentially distracting the brutalization of these workers. This perspective was shared by People's National Movement Member of Parliament Marvin Gonzalez during a news conference at Ballester House in Port of Spain, addressing the recent job losses. He compares this current scenario with the closure of Petrotrin in 2018, when there was a full national explanation, where the unions were involved and where the termination benefits amounted to a substantial figure. Over to news in Venezuela. In June, Venezuela exported about 844 crude and fuel, an 8% increase from May as it shifted efforts to China following the loss of US and European markets. Washington had recently revoked oil to these regions. Since then, PDVSA has increased Asian exports utilizing intermediaries to sell crude including Boscon, heavy crude previously sent to the USA. In June 27, tankers carry an average of 844,000 barrels per day and 233,000 metric tons of byproducts and petrochemicals, while oil exports were 779,000 barrels per day in May. The country also shipped 329,000 metric tons of byproducts and petrochemicals that month. A federal judge blocked President Trump's asylum ban at the U.S.-Mexico border, ruling he exceeded his authority by declaring illegal immigration an emergency and bypassing existing legal processes. U.S. District Judge Randolph Moss stated that Trump's January 20 proclamation, which blocked migrants claiming asylum due to an invasion at the southern border, exceeded his executive authority. The ruling is a setback for Trump, a Republican who recaptured the White House, promising a vast immigration crackdown. Since Donald Trump took office, the number of migrants caught crossing border restrictions were stricter than a similar 2020 ban by Biden, which faced legal challenges from the ACLU. Moss has postponed a related order for 14 days to allow the Trump administration to appeal. The decision impacts migrants affected by Trump's ban and does not change class certifications, despite recent Supreme Court ruling on nationwide injunctions. Thank you for watching.
U.S. lobbying firm not hired to target Mohamed, JAGDEO. GECOM cancels yet another meeting. Vincent Alexander says critical issues yet to be addressed. $133.8 million OGLE-ECCLES highway project and business certifications. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.